we need to talk. And that's about the Airsoft Colt Single Action Army Revolver.
Hey YouTube, it's Viking Blood here. Today we have a really nice unboxing and review of the Colt Single Action Army Peacemaker. The graphics of the gun right off the bat are beautiful in this box. It basically just states that it uses CO2 cartridges, and it's 6 shots that use 6mm BBs. It's got several names, which makes it a little difficult to find. It goes as, the Peacemaker 45, but the problem is there's a lot of BB guns that are of the same model, and that's because this gun is originally a BB gun, but it was outfitted to fire. It was modified to fire 6mm airsoft pellets, BBs. It's under, I believe, the Umarex's brand of the Legends, which also has other versions of like Mauser pistols and whatnot. So without a doubt, let's get to it. So when you open the box, you'll get this invitation of an old West style invitation of some shooting competition. I think it's in, where is it at? Either way, it's not important because I'm pretty sure it's outdated. Then you have the flip for the gun itself. Goes over all the mechanism and all the maintenance for it. And then you have the amazing gun as it is right here. I'll have to hold it so it doesn't fall over, and I'll go over all the specs about it. Well, first off, it is completely metal of varying size, except for the grip here. It is a single action revolver, so you do have a 2-stage hammer. First stage right here, so you can revolve the cylinder, and reload as you need, and then the second stage right here, so it's cocked and ready to fire. The compartment for the CO2 is right here. It's already loaded, but there's no CO2 in this one. It has a really nice setup because this piece right here, on the hex screw on the side that holds the grip into place, is also used to loosen and tighten the CO2 cartridge. So you don't have to carry any hex screws around with you. It does feature safety on the bottom right here. It's pretty stiff, and this mirrors the BB gun version. But as long as you just have it not cocked, you're pretty much fine with this revolver. As it being a single action revolver, you do have to open this door here to expose the rounds, and you can remove the rounds of one of two ways. You can use gravity to let them fall out. It's much easier with my hands, or you can use the piece in the front that manually pushes the expanded cartridges out, if this was the real one. Here, I'm gonna make it a bit, just like so. You have the piece right here. Push it. Oop, nope, gravity. Okay. And go so, and then you push that in, and shells will fall. Now, another really nice feature that makes this gun look really realistic are the cartridge itself. Now, if you see that, it looks like an actual bullet, which is neat, but for airsoft purposes, it's very dangerous. I mean, just look at this. Look at this. Okay, this looks like a real gun, and even so, the fact that there's no orange tip. So if you're gonna be, if you're gonna be your cowboy self and you're gonna go rooting and tooting around your neighborhood, you're probably gonna get shot by a real sheriff if you're not careful. So just be smart and only use these in a secluded area, or actually when you're airsofting yourself. So to go with that, I 3D printed airsoft shells that I customized myself to work for these revolvers as well as many others, and I'm going to go over these in another video, testing them on different revolvers. The gun's got an amazing feel, I gotta admit. It's just so much fun to play around with. Loading it is really neat, especially once you get the hang of it. Since it is a single action, you can't remove the cylinder at the side like you would for a double action revolver. So it does slow down your reload time. But once you get good enough with it, it won't stop you. Especially with the versions I made. I made it into a stripper clip, so it's a lot easier to reload on the move. Alright, there we go. It features its original sights, as you can see, hopefully. There we go. There we go. Okay. So, I haven't even gotten to talk about my favorite feature of this revolver yet. And that's the fact that what did cowboys do in all the spaghetti westerns, in all the non-historic, cowboy gunfights? When they pull their gun out, they'd cock it with their hand and fire, and they keep fanning the hammer. You can do that with this CO2 gun. It's not going to damage it. It's not going to make the BBs fly, and it's not going to affect the abilities for the BBs to fire at the same FPS, which, by the way, does shoot around, I believe, 330 with 2.5s, if I'm not mistaken. I will be able to test that finally because I did get a chrono in this time. I still got to make a chrono video for my Mauser review as well. But I just can't wait to show you guys how this thing shoots. It is a beauty in itself. I bought this on eBay for like 140 bucks. It was used. You can find these on Red Wolf Airsoft. I think around the same price. They come in the blue steel version like this, and there's also a steel version that makes it look like an actual authentic, like, old school revolver of the time. The only gripes I have about this gun, I mean, sometimes the BBs do fire in like an arc pattern, which is understandable being the fact that this does not have a hop-up. It's a fixed hop-up system. But when you can just freaking pop out of the corner and start fanning the hammer at people, it's not going to matter. I mean, you will get some shots off of them, and they'll be like, holy shit, that was awesome. Excuse my French. But, oh, right to the chrono test. Okay, so we have the revolver here, and it's loaded up with the shells that came with the gun. We're going to be using 2.5s to the chrono test, and it's a new CO2 cartridge that has been added to it to get a bit more accurate reading. As you use the gun, of course, the FPS will go down. 357. You can tell by how powerful the sound of it. 367. 347. 357. 354. And 347. Might have one more BB in there. Let me just check. Nope. Okay. Alright, now we're going to use the orange shells that I have 3D printed that I was mentioning earlier, and we're going to test the FPS as well. The previous shells were a little hot for CQB, just barely though, but they'd be fine for outdoor play. But we're going to test this out for CQB purposes. 321, good. 249, so 301, 262. That one hit my mailbox, I think, or a tree. 268. 239. And that was all. So that's the shooting test. can see the orange shells that I have made for this gun make it perfect for CQB and outdoor like. If you want the extra oomph of power, you might as well just stick with the shells that came with the gun. But if you want to buy these separately, it's going to cost you around 30 something bucks for 6, which is outrageous. So that's why I 3D printed my own. And next up is the shooting test, so stick around and enjoy. Alright, so today we have the shooting test for the Colt Single Action Army Peacemaker Revolver. I'm going to be taking shots downrange of that orange juice carton. They're not going to penetrate because of the plastic type, but you'll be able to hear it and hopefully see it as well. So like, alright, I'll do it. That'll do. I'm going to start taking just single fire shots, cocking it back each time, aiming down the sights. Load it up with 2 5s. I started off with the rounds that came with the gun, but I am going to switch them out to the orange stripper clip version that I was talking about earlier, just for the sake of time for when it comes to reloading. And they look like this. Alright, and you just simply pop them in, have it in there, and pull this little tab on it so you can cycle the next chamber. And there you have 6 rounds in the chamber. Going to do one more time of single shots. This time I'll angle the camera so it's on me. Hope you guys all like the cowboy hat for the authenticity. I think that's 6 rounds. Yep, that was 6 rounds. So, you do end up dropping the shells a lot, but that's why I made them orange. So they're easy to find in any type of terrain. Drop those in the dump pouch. Pull out the next clip. Load her up. I'm gonna do demonstrating how to do the quick draw, hopefully, and the fanning of the revolver, and then I'll show you what it's like when the BBs are hitting the target. So, hands on the grip and the trigger. Slide back, pull out, and cock it. Alright, and we're just going to do one more run through of the fanning, and you'll just get to see the BBs flying at the target. Your huckleberry. It's very difficult to be accurate with this handgun, but the fact is that if you can fire off so many rounds that fast, you'll get the general area and you'll get your opponents out. You'll have to reload a lot. But once you get the hang of that, that should be no problem.